Hello everyone, my name is Dmitry and today I continue to release for you a mini series of videos related to the Baltic States in the late 80s. Today we will talk about Latvia. If you are interested, you can subscribe to the channel. Thanks. The process of restoring the independence of the Republic of Latvia at the turn of the 1890s of the 20th century took place in parallel with the changes in the entire Soviet Union, headed by Mikhail Gorbachev at that time, into which Latvia was illegally incorporated in 1940. However, the urgent problems in the Baltic States and directly in Latvia, the demands put forward, as well as the popular movement in 1987 to 1991, differed significantly from the events in other parts of the USSR. The process of change in the Baltic States was characterized by the significance of historical events of the past. After 1987, assessments were publicly expressed on some silent topics undesirable to the Soviet regime. The division of the independent states Eastern Europe between totalitarian powers after a secret agreement between Hitler and Stalin in 1939, about the occupation of Latvia in 1940, about Soviet repressions and mass deportations. Memories of Latvia's historical past were radically different from the decades-old official version of Soviet history about the events of the 20th century, including the voluntary Latvia's accession to the USSR. Since 1987, public events have been held dedicated to the anniversaries of the deportations of the population of Latvia carried out by the Soviet government and other important historical dates. The memory of the independent Republic of Latvia and the tragic experience of repression carried out by totalitarian regimes was still alive in society. These memories contributed to the formation of a quick and unambiguous conviction of the need to restore Latvia's independence and secede from the USSR. The first public actions in Riga, June 14, 1987 and August 23, 1987, were organized by Helsinki 86, human rights group founded in 1986. A wide response and interest were aroused by issues related to environmental protection, ill-conceived industrialization and immigration, discussion about the construction of the Daugavpils hydroelectric power station and the Riga metro. In 1987, the Environmental Protection Club was founded. In 1988, political demands were more clearly outlined. Increasing the autonomy of Latvia, protecting the Latvian language and culture, limiting migration. The Latvian National Independence Movement, founded in July, took a radical position on these issues. Discussions on topical issues in the press, rallies with the participation of thousands of people, the emergence of new public organization in 1988 expressed the interest of not only a separate narrow group of people, but the interest of the whole nation. On June 1, 1988, at the plenary session of the Creative Unions, issues of the status of Latvian culture and language, demographic problems, as well as questions about the omission of some historical facts were discussed. The founding Congress of the Popular Front of Latvia, NFL, was held on October 8 to 9, 1988. The NFL has become the largest public organization in the history of Latvia. Within a few months, he gathered about 100,000 people. Initially, its political goals were aimed at acquiring the sovereignty of Latvia within the USSR, but in May 1989, the NFL advocated the restoration of Latvia's independence. The conceiving victory of the personal income tax in the first free election of the Supreme Soviet of the Latvian SSR on March 18, 1990 was ensured by the broad support of the people. The newly elected Supreme Council at its first session on May 4, 1990 adopted the Declaration on the Restoration of the Independence of the Republic of Latvia, with the help of which the Constitution of the Republic of Latvia of 1922 was renewed, defining a transitional period for this. After the proclamation of the declaration on May 4th, the confrontation between the Supreme Council, which was supported by the majority of the population of Latvia, and the defenders of the old order escalated. The confrontation culminated in the barricades in January 1991, when the thousands of Latvian residents gathered in Riga to protect strategically important facilities after the Soviet troops attacked the television center in Vilnius. In the spring and summer of 1991, structures expressing loyalty to the Moscow authorities continued provocations. The last attempt to restore the old regime took place on August 19 to 21, 1991, when a coup took place in Moscow. Radio, television, telephone exchange were seized in Riga, but in Moscow the democratic forces won. On August 21, 1991, the constitutional law on the state status of the Republic of Latvia was adopted. The independence of the Republic of Latvia was restored de facto.
In the sky also marked the end of communism as a political force here. Mikhail Gorbachev said tonight he'd made mistakes by putting his trust in men who would try to topple him. Many here now believe he's making another mistake by staying within a communist party that's so widely discredited after the events of this week. For World Monitor, I'm Simon Marks in Moscow.